Today we're going to be showing you a complete beginner's guide to the iPhone 6. We're going to show you guys an in-depth look at all of the things you need to know about how to use your new iPhone. This video is great for people who maybe didn't have a smartphone before and need to know how everything works. Possibly people who switched over from Android and need to know how the iPhone relates. And even people who just want to learn a little bit more about what their iPhone 6 can do. Alright, let's get started with the complete beginner's guide to the iPhone 6. Now before we even turn the iPhone on, we want to talk about some of the physical features so you know what we're talking about when we refer to them later on in the video. So right here at the front we do have the screen, but underneath the screen is the home button, the button right here. Now what this allows you to do is interact with your device. So you press the home button when the phone is off, it will turn the phone on. However, when you're in an application and you press the home button, it will exit out of that app. And if you double tap on the home button, it will access the multitask mode, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. Now it also serves the dual purpose of acting as the fingerprint scanner for Touch ID. Now the fingerprint scanner, you don't actually need to tap the button. You just need to place your fingerprint right over the button and it'll automatically scan it when you're prompted on your phone. We'll also talk a little bit more about Touch ID later on in the video. Now if you turn your phone so that you can see the right side, you'll be able to see the power button right here. Now the power button is no longer at the top of the phone like with previous iPhones, it is now on the side. The reason for this is when you are holding your phone, you're able to easily press it with your index finger. This is the recommended grip for holding your phone, and with this grip you can either interact with your phone with your thumb or with your other hand. Underneath that is also the SIM card tray, which you can utilize if you need to change out your SIM at any time. However, most carriers will do that for you if you go into their store. If you take a look at the opposite side, you will see your mute switch. Now the mute switch, when it is pushed all the way back against the phone, what that will do is it will mute the sound. Now it will signify this by showing you a red, little sliver of red right there. Now if you push it forward all the way into the screen of the phone, there will no longer be any red, and this means that when you get a call, the phone will ring according to whatever your volume settings are. You can always push it back at any point to mute the phone, say for instance you're going into a business meeting or something like that. Underneath that area is the volume rocker. The top button will make the volume go up and the bottom button will make the volume go down. As you can see right here, it can easily be gripped with your thumb. Volume up, volume down. At the bottom of the device, you'll be able to see the headphone jack right here. We'll get more into cables in just a second. The area where you can plug in your lightning connector, which will be able to charge and sync your device, and also our speakers and microphone down at the bottom area. We also have at the top of the phone right here, you're going to be able to have your ear speaker and also an additional front-facing camera that you can use to actually take pictures of yourself or FaceTime with others from the front of your phone. If you turn your camera around, you will see the main rear-facing camera. The rear-facing camera is the higher quality camera and also has a flash in addition to the camera itself. Alright, let's get on to the cables. Now we're going to show you how to connect the lightning connector in order to get your iPhone charging on either your wall mount or on your computer. So you're going to get one of these little square wall mounts right here. These can plug just right into any electrical socket that you have. Now as you can see, you're going to be able just to put in the USB end of your lightning connector right into the wall mount. Now that can, as you see, can be plugged into the wall. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take the other end of the lightning connector, which can be facing either direction, and you are going to put that right into the bottom in the lightning connector spot of your iPhones, just like that. And then once you plug that in, you'll be able to charge. Now if you want to connect it to your computer for syncing, you just get rid of the wall mount and plug in the USB into your USB slot on your computer. With your iPhone, you'll receive a complimentary pair of Apple EarPods. As you can see, you have a standard headphone jack for these EarPods, which you can plug into the bottom of your iPhone like so. Just plug it in like that, and then you're all set. The sound will automatically be diverted into your EarPods. Now, to determine which ear your EarPods go in, if you look right here, there'll be a little L and a little R, and they should fit very snug right into your ears. Now, if you take a look a little bit down here, you're going to be able to see first you have a separator. Now, you can actually slide this up in order to create how far you want both of the cables to go before they separate to go around your face. You can also take it apart by just pulling it apart like so. Now, further down, you are going to be able to see your little control switch area right here. Now, if we turn on the phone, you're going to be able to actually turn up the volume like so, and turn down the volume. The plus button will turn up the volume, and the minus button will turn down the volume. And if you press and hold the center, you're going to actually be able to either pause, or if you press and hold for a long period of time, you can actually activate Siri. Like so. Now we're going to show you all of the components that go into the lock screen of your device. To access the lock screen once your phone is off, you can either hit the power button or the home button. Once you've done that, you'll have a few seconds to interact with the lock screen before it automatically dims and turns off again. This is set in place to make sure that if it's accidentally pressed, you're not going to be wasting valuable battery life. So once you turn it back on again, as you can see at the top, we do have our clock and the date. You'll be able to see battery life, location services, Wi-Fi, and cellular connectivity. But to open up your phone, all you gotta do is slide to unlock, like so. Now, if you were to set a simple passcode or a Touch ID passcode, which we'll show you how to interact with later, what you'll be able to do is slide to unlock and either enter your passcode, or if you have Touch ID, all you gotta do is press your thumb or whatever finger you're using up against the home button. It'll register that and you'll be immediately brought into your iPhone. We'll show you how to set up those two features later. Now, if you look at the bottom right side here, you're going to be able to see a little camera icon. If you swipe up with that camera icon, like so, you're going to be able to interact with the camera right from your lock screen. Now, since we don't have a passcode, if you hit the home button, it's going to bring you right into the phone. However, if we did have a passcode, it would bring you back to the lock screen because you wouldn't be able to actually get into your phone unless you type in a password. However, you can still access the camera application right from the lock screen without even ever having to type in a password. But don't worry, other people will not be able to see any photos you have stored in your device already, just photos you took while it was locked. You're also going to be able to access the control center by swiping up from the bottom, and the notification center by swiping down from the top. Now we're going to show you how to use both of those features a little later on in the video. Now we're going to show you how to change your wallpaper on your lock screen and your home screen using the Settings app. What you're going to want to do first is open up the Settings application. Once there, you're going to be able to scroll down or look down at the bottom, and you'll be able to see a little icon that says Wallpaper, just like that. Now you're going to be able to see your current wallpapers. As you can see, we've got the lock screen, which is obviously the screen when your device is turned on, and also the home screen, which is the screen where all the apps are, and that's going to be the same wallpaper when you scroll through all of your applications that's behind your apps. So you can just see those right here, but if you want to change it, all you got to do is hit Choose New Wallpaper. Now, you're going to have the ability to select from Apple wallpapers and also your own. Now, Apple has a set of dynamic wallpapers right here. Now, these can be really cool because if you get these as your lock screen, what it's going to do is actually have a dynamic animation going on in the background. So if you see here, we've got some of these dynamic animations and all that stuff that will go on. They've got all these little bubbles going around and all of that cool stuff. So we go back, You also have your stills. Now these are some of Apple's pre-installed stills for your iPhone. There's a lot of them, and you can choose which one you'd like. You can also access your own photos down here at the bottom by clicking on Photos. Now, say you choose a photo that you would like to use. Say we want to change the lock screen to this photo. You're going to go down to the bottom and you're going to hit Set, just like so. And then if you'd like it to be the lock screen, which is the screen when you turn on your device, or the home screen, you can specify that, or you can set it as both. So that's all you got to do, just press that button and it'll automatically change your wallpaper. I'm going to keep it with the Apple standard for now, but feel free to change your wallpaper or rewind the video and check it out again so you can learn how to actually change your wallpaper when you need to. Now we're going to show you how to enable your passcode and Touch ID on your iPhone 6. First, what you'd want to do is go into the Settings application. From there, you'll scroll down just a little bit until you see the Touch ID and passcode option. You're going to click on that. Now we're going to get into some of these in-depth features in just a second. However, for now, to turn on the passcode, you're going to click Turn Passcode On. Once you press that, you can type in whatever passcode you like. Now it's going to have you type in a simple passcode for now. However, you can change it to a long-form passcode later on. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to do 4321. However, you can do any passcode you would like. Now, to change that passcode to a long-form passcode and not a simple passcode, you're just going to uncheck the simple passcode button like so. Type in your current passcode, and then you can type in whatever words or numbers or combination of words and numbers you would like. Now we're not going to do this for this video, however, feel free to do that. And by the way, once we did add the simple passcode, it is still currently on the device right now. If I were to lock the device and I wanted to open it up, it is going to ask for me to enter the passcode, and I go 4321, and just like that, it will bring me right into the Settings application. And one more quick thing to note, if for whatever reason somebody else has your phone or you have an iPhone, you cannot get onto it, and you need to make an emergency phone call, you're going to be able to hit the emergency tab on the side right here. And also, you can now create emergency medical information. We'll show you how to do that in just a second. So now, once we go back in, typed that in wrong the first time. Once we go back in, 4321, we go back into Touch ID and passcode. And once you go into it in the future, it is going to ask you to input your passcode just to access this table. That's just in case you let somebody else use your phone, you don't want them changing your passcode on you. Now you can actually add multiple fingerprints, but we're just going to be doing my thumb for this demonstration. So add fingerprint. And what you want to do is just press your thumb to the bottom of the screen. You're going to lift it up and down until it fully registers, following the instructions listed on the screen. So now it's going to say to move your finger slightly in between each one. So I'm going to do that just to make sure that they get a good visual of my finger. So now what it's going to ask you to do is adjust your grip. So you're going to get different grips from the side. This is just to make sure you're not always going to hit your home button perfectly. So this is just to make sure that whatever way you hit it, it is going to register that it is you and open up the phone. And then once it says complete, hit continue. And now at the top, it'll automatically be enabled for iPhone Unlock and iTunes and App Store. The iPhone Unlock means that you're going to be able to unlock your iPhone just by using Touch ID. iTunes and App Store will allow you to purchase applications using your Apple Store account with your Touch ID. So you take a look down here, you're going to be able to enable when your phone is locked, which different features you can access. Now this is very important because if you do not want people to be able to access reply with message, such as basically if somebody sends a text message, normally you can reply with a different message or reply to a phone call with a message right on your lock screen. If you don't want people to be able to do that, just uncheck that option. Same thing with Siri, same thing with Today, Notifications View, etc., etc. If you don't want people to be able to access it on the lock screen, you can disable that right here. Now let's just show you the passcode in action. And after this segment, we are going to turn the passcode off for ease of this video. However, you guys are welcome to keep it on. So we already showed you the simple passcode. Now we'll show you Touch ID. Just go like that, and boom, you're right into your phone. You don't need to press the button, just push it right against it. So you don't need to actually press, just against it. And that's how to enable Touch ID and a passcode for your iPhone 6. Now we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with more how to use your iPhone 6 right after the break. Now we're going to show you everything you need to know about how to use and access the control panel in your iPhone 6. To access the control panel, what you need to do is bring your finger down from the bottom of the screen and swipe it up to about the middle of the screen, as you can see here. This will access the control panel. To close it again, you just need to swipe from the top of the control panel back down to the bottom of the screen, and the control panel will disappear. Now you can access the control panel whether it be in your home screen like here, or in your lock screen, or even within applications. Again, you just swipe up from the bottom of the screen and your control panel will appear. Now let's go over the different functions of the control panel. The control panel is going to make it easier to change some of your settings without having to go into the settings application. This includes the ability to turn on airplane mode. The little airplane icon will turn on what is called airplane mode. Now, airplane mode will disable all external connectivity of your device to other either devices or cellular connection. So as you can see here, if you interact with it, and you can just press the little airplane mode icon, you are now no longer connected to your cellular service or to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. This is going to allow you to use your phone when you're either on an airplane, hence the airplane mode name, or it can also let you toggle all of the interaction with the outside world if you're in maybe a poor connection area and you want to be able to save battery life. You can check out my How to Save Battery Life in iOS 8 video for more tips on how to save battery life like this. So you can always just turn it back off by retoggling it by pressing the button. So as you can see, it is enabled when it is white and is disabled when it is not highlighted. The button to the right of that will enable or disable your Wi-Fi connection. If you click on it again, it will disable the Wi-Fi, and if you have it on the white mode, as you can see there, it will indicate that Wi-Fi is currently enabled. The next button over is the Bluetooth symbol. The Bluetooth is going to allow you to connect with either other iPhones if you are using AirDrop, which we'll show you about later, or if you're going to be using maybe a wireless keyboard, which you can connect with Bluetooth, or a Bluetooth headset receiver. To enable Bluetooth, you just need to press the button, and then to disable, press the button again. To the right, we have the Do Not Disturb button. Now, what the Do Not Disturb button will do is when enabled, you will see a little Do Not Disturb icon up at the top right here. As you can see, it's a little moon icon right next to your location services and battery charging. So as you can see, we have the Do Not Disturb on. Now, what's that going to let you do? Well, if you have your phone off, you are no longer going to receive any either notifications or phone calls that are going to come in because you have Do Not Disturb on, which means that you don't want to be disturbed during that period of time. So you're not going to receive vibrate or any kind of ringing for your phone because that means that you don't want to be disturbed at this point in time. However, in the settings, you can enable certain numbers and favorite numbers to bypass Do Not Disturb. So if there is somebody who you would like to add to bypass Do Not Disturb, maybe family members, then you can definitely do that in the settings, and we'll show you how to do that a little bit later. Now, Do Not Disturb can also be enabled when your phone is on. By default, Do Not Disturb only works when your phone is off. All right, not fully off, just off in the sleep mode. But you can also enable in the settings the ability for Do Not Disturb to take effect even when you're using your phone. Then the next icon that we have is the rotation lock. The rotation lock is going to allow you to keep it in the vertical rotation. So you're viewing Safari, maybe you're lying down, you can still be able to view Safari with your iPhone faced like this, as opposed to having it flip around. Underneath that, we have our brightness settings. All you have to do is press and hold either up or down, and you can actually change the brightness of your phone. Also in the settings, we have any access to whatever song you may be playing. Now the top bar up here will let you scrub throughout the song. You just press and hold and move it to a different location. You can hit the play button, you can fast forward, go backwards, or you can even increase the volume underneath that. Obviously you can also use your volume rocker as well, but this just adds another area for you to interact with your volume settings. Underneath that you have the ability to turn on and off AirDrop. So if you tap AirDrop, you can turn on AirDrop to everyone or contacts only. And what this is going to allow you to do is share any kind of websites, different content that you have on your phone with people who have their iPhones near you. And the way to do that is in your share options, you're going to tap on their iPhone, which will be listed there, and you can share whatever image or website you would like. But you do have to enable AirDrop in order to be able to receive it. Now, if you take a look at the bottom, these are just quick access to some of our different features that your phone can do. The first one is the flashlight. So if you press that button, as you can see, you turn on the flashlight, which is actually just the flash of your phone, but it'll turn it on constantly to use the flashlight. That's very easy, and that will allow you, if you're in the dark, to be able to turn on the flashlight right from the control panel. To the right of that, we'll access the timer. Now this can be very handy if you're trying to time something, such as if you're making dinner or something like that. You want to make sure that you have a certain amount of time set. You can access the timer right from the control panel. After that is the calculator. You can access the calculator. Very self-explanatory there. And then also the camera, which will allow you to access your camera right from the control panel. So that is how to access and use the control panel on your iPhone 6. Now we're going to show you how to access the notification center right on your iPhone 6. Now the notification center will allow you to view all the different notifications that all of your applications are sending to your phone. This is going to allow you to see maybe somebody has challenged you on one of your favorite games, there is some kind of calendar event that you need to follow up on, things of that nature. So you can access the notification center from any screen on your phone. And all you got to do to access it is to swipe down from the top of the screen. Now, unlike the control panel, the notification center does cover your entire screen. However, the way to open it and the way to close it are exactly the same. To close it, all you have to do is swipe up from the bottom and go all the way back up to the top. So it's that simple. That's how you open up the notification center. You'll be immediately presented with the Today tab. The Today tab will tell you what the date is, what the weather looks like in your current location, and it's also going to show you your calendar, any events you may have on your calendar. As you connect your Google Calendar with your iPhone calendar, you're going to be able to see all of your different events scheduled that you need to actually do. I don't have those synced up currently, however, when you do, you will be able to see all your calendar events right on your phone. You're also going to be able to see if there is any kind of events scheduled for the next day. As you can see, there's one event scheduled for 10:45. You would click that and it would bring you to whatever that event is. Now, one more thing on the Today tab, if you would like to add additional widgets, you can hit the Edit button, just at the bottom right there, and you can see the widgets that you already have. Now, say you want the calendar to be the top, highest priority thing, you can swipe that all the way up to the top area, obviously like the Today summary and all that stuff. But basically, the calendar is now currently at the top of the movable things. So you can actually move up reminders, and these things with a little icon to the side, the moving icon, can be switched around. Those other pieces that do not have the moving icon are locked into place. However, you can still get rid of them by tapping the little red button on the left side. Now, if you want to add additional widgets from applications you may have, you can just hit the little plus button. Say you wanted to add stocks, you can just hit the plus button with the stocks, and now stocks will be right in here. You can move that around. Say I want stocks to be the first thing I see. When you hit done, now you're going to be able to see all of the different stocks, and as you can see, it is now ahead of the calendar. Now, to access all of the different notifications you've gotten from your applications, you just have to hit the Notifications tab at the top right. As you can see, I do not have any current notifications right now. That's because I haven't really been playing all of my applications or going into all of my different apps and that kind of thing. However, when you do have notifications, you will see them here, and all you have to do is tap on those notifications to automatically open the app. Now we're going to be showing you how to enable multitasking and reachability mode using your iPhone's home button. However, first we'll show you one of the main functions of the home button, which is exiting out of applications. So say you're in one of your favorite applications or you're in settings or something like that. The way to exit the application is to click the home button. That's not tapping the home button like you do for Touch ID. That is fully clicking, like so, the home button. And that will bring you back to your home screen. Now say you're on one of the other pages of your phone. You can also tap the home button again to be brought to your main home page, your front page of your iPhone. That's really cool. If you're all the way back, tap the button again, it'll bring you to the front page, which will have all of your stock applications. That's a really cool little trick to know, that you can tap the home button again and you'll be brought all the way back here. Now before we show you how to enable the multitasking, we wanted to also show you how to enable reachability mode. Reachability will allow you to use your iPhone with just one hand, with your thumb. Now if you notice, your thumb can't really go all the way up to the top of the screen. So Apple has enabled reachability, which allows you to press just twice on your iPhone home button. Now, pressing is like this. Press, but not tap. Tap is going all the way down until you feel a tactile click. Pressing is just going like so, like that. 1, 2. Right on your home button, like so. So what that's going to allow you to do is now I can easily use my thumb to interact with any of these applications. The same thing will work if you are in, say you're in the settings. You can do the 2 taps. And as you can see, now I can interact with everything I need to do right here. And that way I can just use my one thumb. And they've designed it so that it's only going to allow you to interact the area that you need to with your thumb. So I just wanted to show you that really cool reachability feature before I showed you how to get rid of things and multitask. So one of the things that you're going to want to do for general maintenance on your phone is clear your multitask. This will allow you to free up memory and also get rid of applications running in the background that may hurt your battery. So the way to get into multitask is to double tap on your home button. All right? So just double tap on the home button, and that is not double press, that's double tap. Now, you'll see a bunch of different things here. First, at the top, you're going to see some of your contacts, and you can click on all those different contacts to be able to text them, send them messages, that kind of thing. However, right here is the thing we wanted to worry about the most, and this is our multitask menu. As you can see, if you scroll through here, you'll see a freeze of each of the different applications you currently have running. So if you want to go into any of these apps at any point in time, all I got to do is tap on the little screenshot, and you'll be immediately brought into the application. So see, double tap, and you can even scroll over all the way to your home screen and tap on that instead. So this will allow you to easily switch back and forth between different applications. And as you can see, if you can't exactly tell what it is by the screenshot, you can look at the bottom as well, and it will show you scrolling along what the different icon is and name of the application you have. Now to close these, because these can really clutter up your phone, all you gotta do is swipe up, like so. Swipe up, swipe up, swipe up, swipe up, and that will close all of the different multitask apps that you have on your phone. That is how to utilize multitasking and also a little bit about reachability on your iPhone 6. I'm going to show you how to completely power down your iPhone. This is completely shutting down your iPhone so that it's not going to receive any text messages, any phone calls, or anything of that nature. It'll be completely powered down. However, it won't be using a lot of battery life at all because the phone will be shut off. Now this is different than being on sleep mode. Sleep mode can be activated by just hitting the power button. So as you can see, it appears to be off. However, all you gotta do is press the power button again and it'll immediately turn on, or press the home button. You'll still be receiving calls, and this is what you would want to have when you're in your pocket. When it's in your pocket, you're gonna want it to be on sleep mode. That way it'll vibrate or it'll ring if you get a phone call or a text message. What I'm talking about is completely shutting down your phone. Now there are 2 main reasons you want to do this. Well, actually 3, but we'll get into that in just a second. The first main reason is you want to be able to maintain your battery life. Say you're going somewhere, maybe you're on an airplane or something like that, and they don't allow any cellular device at all. What you want to do is you're going to completely power down. The second reason is after you install any big applications or games, or about every week, you want to fully power down your phone. This is going to allow your phone to get the rest that it needs to turn completely off and then turn back on so that it's functioning properly. A lot of people don't realize that they should power cycle their phone at least once a week. And that's what I'm telling all you guys right now. You should at least weekly power cycle your phone by turning it completely off and turning it back on. That whole process will take about 2 minutes, so it's not that long. However, it will dramatically improve the performance of your phone, especially if you haven't power cycled in a long time. And the third reason is if something's going wrong in one of your applications, say your phone freezes, you're going to want to power it down. A little later on, we're also going to show you how to force shut down your phone in the event that your phone completely freezes and is not responding to anything else. So here's how to power down your phone. From any screen where your phone is currently on, all you have to do is press and hold for 10 seconds on the power button, like so. Press and hold for 10 seconds. And then you will see at the top, slide to power off. Don't worry, if this is not what you intended to do, you can always hit the cancel button at the bottom. So all you have to do is slide to power off, like so. Then what it's going to do is completely power off your phone. Now my phone is completely off. As you can see, I cannot just tap the home button to turn on the phone. You're not going to receive any text messages. You're not going to receive any phone calls. Alright? So you can keep it in this mode, say you're traveling or something like that. However, if you want to turn it back on, all you have to do is press and hold on the power button again, like so. And you will see the Apple logo. That means that your phone is currently turning on, and then when it's on, you'll see the standard lock screen and everything will be back to normal. You don't necessarily need to do this every day, but you should do this at least once a week because it basically allows your iPhone to process all of the different things that are currently going on. It allows you to turn it all the way off, turn it all the way back on, and that way if there's any issues, the phone will fix all of those when turning back on, and you'll see much better performance. So just like that, I've completely power cycled my phone. So you guys should try and do that about once a week. Now, like I said, the third reason is if an application is not responding. So let's say we had gone into a random application, it's not responding, I cannot press and hold the power button for 10 seconds. It's not working, it's not giving me the screen where I can slide to power off. Well, here's what you're going to do. You are going to press and hold the power button and the home button simultaneously for 10 seconds until the phone completely shuts off. Now, here's a couple things to note. First of all, you should only do this if you cannot power off your phone using the normal power button. Second thing is it should not do any harm to your phone of anything like that. Always make sure you keep your phone backed up and all that, of course. However, it shouldn't harm your phone or any of your files. However, if you have something that's not saved on your phone, like you're working in a Word document of something of that sort, it will override this. It will not save anything. When you normally power off your phone, it will save all the different apps that you have. Doing the forced power off will not save any documents or anything that you currently have open. So those are a couple things to note. However, it should not harm your phone in any way, but this is a last case resort if nothing else is working. You're going to press and hold the power button and home button at the same time, like so. This will completely and immediately restart your phone. It doesn't power it off, it restarts your phone. Because this is designed to, if something freezes, something's going wrong, you need to restart your phone immediately. But did you notice that it did not show that it is turning off? It just immediately turned off. That means that anything you had open is not necessarily going to be saved, which is why this is a last case resort. So as you can see, it is turning back on now, and once it's back on, it should function as normal. And this is a great way to get you out of a bind if one of your applications isn't functioning properly or something like that. So as you can see, we're back, come on, in our lock screen right here, and our phone is back to normal. But you should only do that in a last case resource scenario. Alright, that is how to power off your phone and force power off your phone if necessary. Now we're going to show you guys how to activate Siri on your iPhone and customize it to meet your personal preferences. So to activate Siri at any time, all you have to do is press and hold on the home button like so. Hello Siri.
Good afternoon, Alaric.
Now, it didn't quite pronounce my name right, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So here are some different things that you can actually utilize with Siri. Now, creating a video and talking about all of the different Siri questions would take forever because there's so many different things you can ask. Like, what's some movies going on lately? What song is playing? So there's a lot of different questions you can ask. So here's my hint to you guys. See this little question mark at the bottom left? Click on that. And what that'll show you is all of the commonly asked phrases for Siri, like launch photos, set up a reminder at 9, did the Giants win, that kind of thing. All these different, basically default questions that you can ask, and also if you scroll down, some common things that are asked as well. So you can have Siri call numbers. There are so many different things you can have Siri do that it would take up a little bit too much time in this video, so you can feel free to scroll through all of these and check those out. Now, another good function of Siri is the ability to dictate text. Let's say you're in a Notepad application and you're in the standard keyboard. All you gotta do is hit the little Siri icon down here. You can use Siri to dictate text. And then hit done. So as you can see, you can use Siri to dictate text and it will type up what you would like it to say. Now, if you change any of these words after you've said it, Siri will remember the changes and will adjust itself to meet the way you actually speak. So that's a really cool function as well. Now, we're going to show you how to customize Siri a little bit. So if you go into the settings, all right, and we'll go back to show you how to get there. So you go into settings, and then you go into general, and then you go into Siri. You're going to see all the different Siri settings. Now, you can fully enable and disable Siri right at the top here in this little toggle switch. However, underneath that is the Allow Hey Siri. Now, if you're not familiar with what Hey Siri is, what it lets you do is when your phone is plugged in and you say the words, Hey Siri, Siri is going to pop up on your device automatically. And basically that allows you when you're charging, you're not necessarily going to be holding your phone. So it's a really cool feature that allows Siri to be automatically enabled when your phone is plugged in. Now underneath that you'll be able to change the language. You can actually change the gender. You can change it to male as well. And then voice feedback. But then also My Info. So what you're going to do is to enable your My Info, all you got to do is tap on that and choose the contact that you have. So basically, hold on, I'm going to just press that. I'm going to find my contact in my phone. And as you can see, now it is enabled right there. I just didn't want to show you all my contacts, obviously for different reasons, but once you enable that there, you can be able to see that My Info is my name right there. So, like I said before, remember how Siri couldn't correctly pronounce my name? It's pronounced Alaric, and it says Alaric. So, we're going to try and pronounce it correctly and have Siri pronounce it correctly by saying this little easy phrase. What is my name?
You're asking me, Alaric?
That's not how you pronounce my name.
Okay, how do you pronounce the name?
Alaric.
Okay, thank you. Which pronunciation should I use? Alaric, 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 Alaric.
So as you can see, you can actually select the pronunciation that Siri is going to be able to use for your name. So this one doesn't sound like it.
Alaric.
This one doesn't sound like it. But this one sounds the most like my name.
Alaric.
So you just hit select.
Okay, how do you pronounce the name?
Heck.
Okay, thank you. Which pronunciation should I use? Heck, heck, heck. Great, I'll pronounce it. Alaric heck. From now on.
So as you can see, you're able to change Siri's pronunciation to make it pronounce your name correctly. This can be very useful if you have different names, especially last names. People might not be able to pronounce properly, and Siri just does whatever it comes into its mind first. But a lot of people don't know that you can change the pronunciation. You just have to walk around with it not knowing how to pronounce your name. So I think it's very important to show you guys and show you guys how to actually have it pronounce your name correctly. So make sure you guys, if you learned something new about that feature, definitely hit the like button and share this as well, because I know a lot of people don't necessarily know that one. When looking for something specific on your iPhone, the best way to go about it is using the Spotlight search functionality. The Spotlight search will allow you to not only search all of your applications that you have on your phone, some of which may be stashed away in obscure folders that you might not be able to access, but also it searches all of your emails, it searches all of your music, all of your notes, all of your contacts, searches everything so you're able to find what you're looking for very easily. The way to access Spotlight search is to choose any point on one of your home screens and swipe down from the center of the screen like so. That will enable the Spotlight search functionality. Now you can search whatever you would like and it'll search your entire iPhone and show it to you categorized. So say you wanted to search for weather. As you can see here, you're going to be able to see the applications, weather, weather channel, also websites and searches. So to go into the app, all you have to do is tap it. To go into the email, tap it, etc. and it'll bring you right there on your iPhone. It's definitely a great feature and allows for you to easily search your phone with one simple action. Now we're going to show you guys how to install an application on your iPhone 6. The application we're going to be showing you how to install today is called Ibotta. Now I didn't choose this application randomly out of a hat. I chose it because I think it's one that you guys will actually enjoy using and would be very useful for you. Now I am going to put in a quick plug for some of my other videos on my channel. I recommend checking out my best free iPhone 6 apps and best free iPhone 6 games videos so you guys can learn about some of the best games and best apps to make your iPhone fun and useful for free. And we've got a huge list of all the best free games, all the best free apps, and I recommend checking those out because you're going to be able to get all the best apps and games on your device. If you take a look here, all of those apps, all of those games, you can get all of those on your device for free, and we show all of them to you in our videos. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, check out those. Links should be in the description and also on my channel. Alright, now we're going to show you how to install an application. So what you want to do is you want to go into the App Store. First, we're going to show you some of the different categories in the App Store that you can look at. It'll automatically pop you up into the Featured tab. Now what the Featured tab shows you is all of Apple's recommendations for you, all the best new games and apps and all that. Now, these are usually based on the sheer number of downloads and also what is making the most money. It's not necessarily based on what's the highest quality application. Which is why a lot of people go to channels such as AppFind and other reviewing channels to look for their applications because it's not always the best applications end up on the homepage. So you take a look down here, you can also go to the top charts, and this will show you all the top paid, free, and grossing applications by changing it up there. And you can also go to the categories and you can choose which category you would like to view. Say you wanted to look at the business apps, you can choose that, etc., etc. Now, to view an application, all you got to do is tap on the app. It'll bring you up some screenshots, which you can go through. You can tap on reviews. You can read all the different reviews of the application. Related will show you some of the related applications as well by the developer and by different developers that are very similar. And then you can always hit the back arrow to exit out of that. Now you can also view Explore. Now what Explore is going to do is it's going to have a general area of all of some of the really cool genres of applications that you can check out here. And also at the far right is Updates. All you got to do to update is just tap on the Update button. It should automatically update your different applications that you have. But here's how to install an app. You're going to go into the search button and all you got to do is search for an application. You guys can follow along because I definitely recommend installing this app. It's called Ibotta. So search Ibotta. Search that right there, and as you can see, this application pops up. Better than coupons. Now, what Ibotta is going to let you do is actually install the application, and once it's on your phone, you're going to be able to go out to the supermarket and go shopping like normal. And if you go shopping and you buy some of the recommended goods or products, such as any brand of milk, Coca-Cola, you're going to actually be able to get rebates, instant rebates, right from the app in order to offset some of the costs that you purchased with all the different things that you bought on a grocery store visit. So to download this, since I already have it, you're going to see the cloud icon, but otherwise you'd see free and then install, and then you're going to type in your passcode. But I'm just going to hit the cloud icon for now. And as you can see, it's going to spin around until it's done downloading. So once it's done downloading, it's going to have the little open icon here. We're also going to show you how to open it from your device. So as you can see, if you exit out, you can see Ibotta right here. Just tap on Ibotta, and there you go, it will load up. So you're going to want to hit allow and go through all the different features. It's going to tell you how to use Ibotta. So basically, Ibotta is going to let you verify product barcodes and scan receipts in order to get instant rebates on a lot of different products you'd normally buy from the grocery store anyways. So as you can see, basically you're going to be able to go to the grocery store. If you buy a certain brand of yogurt like Chobani, you'll get $1 back if you buy a certain number, something of that nature. So basically it's instant rebates when you go shopping. And that's why I chose this app for you guys, because it's something I actually think you guys might be able to use and actually enjoy. So right when you sign up and all that stuff, it is going to bring you into a whole sign up area. If you take a look when you actually do sign up, type in the referral code IKEW. IKEW, it's right on the screen, and that way you're going to get 50 cents extra right when you download, or right when you scan your first receipt, I mean. So when you scan your first receipt and get your first deal, you're going to be getting an additional 50 cents, and also you're helping out the App Find Show for showing you guys all of these amazing applications and how to use your iPhone. So let's take a look at some of the really cool things that you can actually get. Take a look here, Chobani Indulgent, something you might want to buy anyways. You tap on it here, and you can choose your store of choice. Look how many stores there are. Say you want to get it at Walmart. All you got to do is tap to get 50 cents, take a poll. Really easy, really quick. So when do you prefer to enjoy your favorite decadent treat? So maybe watching a TV show, something like that. Answer to unlock, 50 cents, boom. Just like so. So then you can learn a little fact, a little something about Chobani yogurt, learn to unlock, 50 cents, just like that. Then you already have $1. All you got to do to redeem this $1 is scan the barcode and then take a picture of the receipt once you've bought the product. It's as easy and simple as that. And these are some of the products you might want to buy anyways. Now, a really cool deal that they have in here as well, if you go out to the What's Hot section, you're going to be able to see some of these other deals that they have. And I can't find it right now, but they do have a deal where you can get any certain gallon of milk, and you're going to be able to get $1 back. Just $1 back buying any brand gallon of milk, which is something you guys are going to be buying anyways. Land O'Lakes butter, $1 back. So these are things you're actually going to be buying. So it's actually a really cool application. I thought I'd just share that with you. Don't forget to use the promo code IKEW to get an additional 50 cents after you redeem your first coupon. That'll help you guys out and help me out. And it's definitely a great application. That's why I wanted to show it to you guys as the sample app to download. Now we're going to show you how to move and delete applications, and also how to create folders. So the way to go into the application editing mode is to tap and hold on one of your app icons until it starts to wiggle, just like so. Now, you can move any of these icons around on the page by tapping on the icon and moving it to a different position, like so. As you can see, I can switch the spot of the Settings and Notes app. I can also change the applications at the bottom bar here, which is going to allow me to keep those apps on every page, every home screen page, by just taking it out of the bottom bar and saying we wanted to bring in the App Store instead, like so. Now, if you want to put two different applications together into a folder, or more of course, all you got to do is take, say, Music and iTunes Store and drop it right in. Now, you can also change the title by hitting the X and then typing in whatever title you'd like. You can also add different apps to different pages by swiping over, and as you can see now there's one app on each page, and you can always bring it back by bringing it back to the standard first page. Now, to move an app to a different page, or move a folder to a different page, all you gotta do is hold on that app and go over to the edge of the page, and it'll bring it to the next page, and you can go all the way to any different page you want here, as you can see. Just put it back. You're just going to put it back in the spot that it was before. Now, to delete an application, let's say you didn't necessarily want Zen Garden anymore, all you got to do is hit on the little X button, then you tap Delete, and it'll delete the application. I'll also ask you if you want to delete it from your Game Center as well. So that is how to rearrange, create folders, and delete applications. We will be right back after the quick commercial break with more amazing ways to use your iPhone 6 with our beginner's guide. Now we're going to be taking a look at some of the stock applications, which are the built-in apps that come pre-installed on your iPhone. Now we're not going to be doing too much of an in-depth look at each one. However, we'll be going over some of the basic functionality so you know what to use. We also recommend, of course, downloading some of these applications from the App Store as well, additional apps that will allow you to fully use the full potential of your iPhone 6. So the first app that we have, if you take a look here, is the Messages application. Now for privacy reasons, I'm not actually going to go in there right now. However, what you're able to do is you can create a new message by hitting the plus tab at the top. You can select somebody from your contacts. You can send a message to them. You can go back and forth, just like any normal text messaging application on a smartphone. The next built-in stock app we have is the Calendar. Of course, you can view all the different days for the month, and you can tap on them and it'll show you a full view for that day. So if you tap on the calendar, you can see a hour-by-hour schedule that you have. And you can, of course, add events, and you can also sync it to your Google Calendar. We'll show you how to do that a little bit later on. You'll also see that we have a Photos application. Again, I do have some private photos on there, so I'm not going to be opening that up right now. But you can view all the different photos that you took with your camera application or photos you imported from your computer right in the Photos app. You're also able to sort it by location as well, which is a great new feature, which will allow you to see where you took each photo, and you can also share them on your shared photo streams. The next app, of course, is the Camera app. Now the Camera app has a bunch of different functionality. At the top, you're going to be able to toggle whether or not you would like flash, auto flash, or no flash. Then you can turn on HDR if you would like as well. You can add a timer right there at the top, and you can also toggle the camera. If you click there, it's going to toggle to the front-facing camera, and if you click back, it'll toggle to the rear-facing camera. Now, you can always just tilt your camera like this, and as you can see, when you see the little icon at the bottom flip around, that means that you are going to be in landscape mode as opposed to portrait. So that's really where you want to take all your pictures and video from. However, if you're going to be doing like Snapchat, something like that, you can of course take it in the portrait mode. Now, how to access the different videos, Square of course for Instagram, Panorama, and also slow-mo. You're going to be swiping on this. So if you see a swipe right, then you're going to be able to see Square. You can take a panoramic picture. You can figure that out. It gives instructions on that on its own. Then if you go to the other side, you're going to be able to take video, which of course you can just press that little red button right there, and then press it again when you're done. Slow-mo, very similar to video, except it's going to take it in slow motion. And then time-lapse will take multiple pictures over time and string them together. That's definitely a really cool feature that's added in iOS 8. So that's how to use the Camera app. Just really quickly, I don't want this to take too long with these stock applications. I just want to show you, point it out real quick. Now the Weather app as well is also going to let you see all the latest weather right in there where your location is. And that's pretty self-explanatory itself. Clock application, I'll just point out a couple things in here. So as you can see, we have the timer that we were in before because we went into that via the control panel. But also down at the bottom, you can access the stopwatch, which is going to allow you to have basic stopwatch functionality. You can also add laps and all that stuff. So that works out really well. Down at the bottom, we also have the alarms. You can set an alarm by hitting the plus button, and then it's basically set whatever time you'd like, set whether you'd like it to repeat, so you can have a repeat weekly if you'd like, and then set a label, sound, etc. So really some of these things are things you're going to have to experiment with. It's a lot more stuff than we can cover in just one video. However, we just want to point out some of the cool functionality so you guys kind of get a glimpse behind all of it. You can add additional world clocks in if you would like as well by hitting the plus button. So that's another great feature. So if you want multiple clocks, and then you can select which one you would like to display. And as you can see, the clock is actually moving with the current time, which is a nice feature they've built right into iOS 8. And they also had an iOS 7 as well. Now you can see the Maps application. The Maps application is going to allow for navigation and whatnot. You just type in whatever address you'd like to go, and you're going to be able to take you there using the step-by-step directions. We have videos. You're going to be able to view all of your videos. reminders. You can go in there, you can take up a quick reminder, set a time, and it'll send you a push notification when that time comes so you know exactly what you need to do when. Stocks application is going to be showing you everything you need to know about the different stocks that you might be have a portfolio interest in and that kind of thing. Game Center is going to allow you to connect with your friends and play all the different games you may be playing. You can go in there and see what your friends' scores are and all that stuff. Now, Newsstand is going to allow you to actually purchase any kind of magazines that you might like. You just click on the store button and they'll all be right here. So New York Times, anything of that nature will all be right there, and you'll be able to read your magazines right from that outlet. Now, we also have the iTunes Store, which is going to be basically letting you buy any kind of music or movies or anything of that nature. You can set up family sharing as well, but that's for a different time. But as you can see, you can go through the whole iTunes Store application there. We have iBooks, same thing, just being able to get all the different books that you might need. The health application is actually new as well, so what this is going to allow you to do is to keep track of your health, all your diet, and also all your running, everything that you do pertaining to your health right in here. You can see that you'll be able to collect all your different health data. You can get all your body measurements, fitness, nutrition, results, sleep, vitals, everything present right here in this app. So I think that's actually a really great functionality that was added new in iOS 8. Passbook's going to allow you to store all of your loyalty cards and all of that right in here, so you can select any kind of loyalty cards that you may have, and you can add them straight to Passbook. Notes is going to allow you to add any kind of notes that you want to your phone, so you can go back for easy access and quick reading. You can also now add images to your notes, which is a cool function as well. And then you got music is going to allow you to see your entire music library. You can play any songs. You can play some of the U2 songs that were automatically downloaded on your iPhone, and all that sort. Settings application, we're going to get a little bit more into that later on. Phone obviously is going to allow you to make your phone calls. Email is going to allow you to read your email. You can hook that up with your Gmail or whatever. We'll show you how to do that in just a bit. And then Safari is obviously your internet browser, and then App Store will take you to the App Store. Like I said, we don't have enough time to get into everything in depth, but we just wanted to point out what the different things do. FaceTime is going to allow you to video message people who have other Apple products and have FaceTime installed. Calculator is just a standard simple calculator when you have it like this, but what a lot of people don't know is if you take your calculator and you turn it landscape, you can actually access a full scientific calculator right here, as you can see. So it's that simple, that easy. Now we also have podcasts up here, which is going to let you listen to any kind of podcast you're subscribed to. In the extras, you'll be able to view the compass, which also has basically built in. It's going to tell you all your coordinates, where you're facing, north, south, all that stuff. And also has a little meter measurer in there as well, so you can measure the angle and degree of different things. Tips is going to give you more tips on iOS 8. Voice memos allows you to record anything you would like with your phone. And contacts, of course, has all of your contacts built right in. Also installed is Numbers, Pages, iMovie, Keynote, GarageBand. Those are all of the standard Mac applications. Obviously, Numbers is kind of going to allow you to type in Numbers format, as you know from a Mac. Pages lets you type documents, Keynote, presentations. GarageBand actually will let you make music right on your phone. iMovie will let you make movies on your phone. iTunes U is a really cool, it's basically like a university, iTunes University, which is going to allow you to listen to different things to educate you on different subjects. And another thing I recommend getting is Find My iPhone. Download the Find My iPhone app from the App Store and then enable it. That way, if you ever lose your phone, you're going to be able to log into Find My iPhone on somebody else's device, and you can find where your iPhone is. You can lock it remotely. You can wipe all of its contents if you're really worried that it got into the wrong hands. It's just definitely a very handy application. I always recommend people install a passcode like we showed you how to do earlier and get Find My iPhone, because if you lose your iPhone, it's going to be your number one resource, and it really works. So those are all of the stock built-in applications. Now we're going to take a look at the settings. Now we're going to be taking a look at the settings application to see some of the different changes and tweaks we can make to our iPhone to make its functionality the best. Like I said, this is not going to be a full, in-depth settings review. We're just going to be pointing out some of the major things you might want to look at. So you can open up the settings application right here. And the first thing you're going to see is some of your first options at the top. You're going to be able to toggle your airplane mode, connect to Wi-Fi, connect to Bluetooth, and cellular. Those are some of the basic functionality right here. If you click on cellular, you're also going to be able to see your data and how much usage you've gone through. You're also going to be able to see a comprehensive list of how much usage of data you've gone through per application. So that's very useful and very handy for you. Now the notifications right here is going to allow you to determine which apps you would like to send notifications to you. Now, you can sort it by time or manually, however you would like. However, the different notifications here, you can say you want to take a look at Google+, right? So to totally allow notifications or disallow notifications, you can toggle this switch right here. So that means no notifications at all. This means whatever notifications are specified below. So now you can choose how many you would like to see in Notification Center. Notification Center being when you swipe down and go over to the Every Notification tab. So you can choose a certain number. Usually the default is 5. You can choose whether or not you want it to have a sound when it pops up with a notification. And you can choose if you want a badge app icon. What that is a little number beside the app that tells you how many notifications have been sent out since you last opened the application. And Show on Lock Screen will determine whether or not the notification will show when you turn on your phone and it's on the lock screen. Now you can also choose right here the different styles. So you can have no banner at all. You can have a banner, or you can have an alert. Alert pops up in the center of the screen and stops whatever you're doing on your phone. The banner, you can continue doing stuff when it pops up. So that's all the different notification settings in here as well. So now let's take a look at Control Center. Control Center is going to allow you to, whether or not you want to access it on the lock screen or within apps. Now you can toggle these off. Say you're playing an application that might have you do some stuff at the bottom of the screen. I know there's some puzzle apps where you have to move everything around and all that stuff. Sometimes you don't want to accidentally be activating the Control Center, so you can turn that off, access within apps, and you're all set. If you don't want people changing your settings on the lock screen, you can turn that off on the lock screen as well. So those are just to make sure you know where you want to have it. Now, General is where there's a lot of different options here. I'm going to be going really briefly. So as you can see, About is going to tell you everything you need to know about your iPhone. Software Update, if you click there and there's a software update available, you can download it over the air, which means downloading the update right on your phone instead of having to plug it into your computer. Siri, like I showed you before, change some Siri settings. Spotlight Search is going to allow you to choose which of the different things your iPhone searches when you go into the Spotlight Search option. And then Hand Off and Suggested Apps is going to allow you whether or not you want Hand Off mode and My Apps and App Store. Accessibility is actually going to add anything for people who might need larger text, so you can of course activate larger text here, bold text, button shapes. There's a lot of different tweaking you can do with your iPhone in here if you have any additional needs, such as you can't really read the smaller text. You can of course make it larger right here in using the larger text. Now, I will show you guys a pro tip right now. Reduce motion. If you turn on reduce motion, you can actually save a lot of battery life. What that does is the parallax effect when you tilt your phone and everything kind of moves with it to make it look 3D, gets rid of that, and it also gets rid of the animations going in and out of applications. So that can save you a lot of battery life in the long run. I choose to keep it on because I like to charge my phone at least once a day, but people who want to go multiple days without charging their phone may want to think about that feature. You can learn more in my best ways to save battery life in iOS 8 video. Now underneath that we've got our usage. Now our usage is actually very cool, very important, because you can see in the battery usage right up at the top here, you can see which applications, once that loads, are using what amount of battery. So as you can see, Siri is using a bunch of battery, Ibotta is using a little bit. As you can see, these are very slim compared to what the App Store is taking up. So these are the last 24 hours. If you take a look at the last 7 days, obviously you can see which applications are using up the most of your battery life and what percentage. So you can see which ones are the big battery guzzlers that you might want to get rid of. Same thing, you can see how much storage space you've used, how much gigabytes you have available and whatnot. So background app refresh, basically these are all of the applications that are going to be refreshing in the background. This could waste a lot of your battery life, so you might want to turn off some of these apps as well. If you want to learn more about how to save battery life, check out that video because it's just really brief introduction to all of these features here. Auto lock. So this is going to allow you to auto lock your phone. You can set a time between 1 and 5 minutes or never. So basically, say I sat my phone down right now, okay, and I waited 3 minutes, it will turn off automatically in 3 minutes. Now you can set it to 1 minute to 5 minutes, or never. Never is maybe you're watching like a movie on your phone and you want to like prop it up. You don't have to worry about it turning off every few minutes. Then that is when you would want to use the never feature. Or if you're in something like Clash of Clans and you don't want to have to keep tapping, you can choose the never. So if you go down here, you can change the date and time if you'd like. You can change the keyboard, which we'll show you now. You click on keyboard, and then you can go to keyboards. You can add a new keyboard, and you can add different languages, and you can also add any kind of third-party keyboards that you've downloaded on your device. For more information on that, check out my iOS 8 keyboards video. We don't have enough time to talk about all of that right now, but that will allow you to install additional keyboards. Another cool thing to note is shortcuts. Basically, you can hit plus and add OMW will translate to on my way. So if you type in the words OMW on your phone, it'll automatically put in on my way. So that's just another cool feature that's built right into your phone. Now if we go back a couple times, we can take a look down here. You can change your language, you can sync to Wi-Fi, connect to VPN. Reset down at the bottom you don't want to do unless you totally want to reset your entire phone, alright? So that's basically a last case scenario, but you should always back up before you do anything like that. So we go back to settings, you'll see the display and brightness. This is going to allow you to change your brightness. You can also change the text size. So as you can see, you can change the text size on your entire phone to a much larger size, or you can change it back down in the middle. Or if you want to read a lot of text, you can change it to a smaller size, but I like to keep it right in the middle. I think that Apple's done a pretty good job figuring out what size text you actually want. Auto brightness, you can turn that off if you don't want it automatically choosing your brightness and all that. Let's go back out here. And let's take a look. I already showed you guys how to change your wallpaper. You can go back in the video if you don't remember. Sounds. So sounds is going to allow you to see and make a little bit of preference as to what your ringtone is, what your text tone is. You can change it to one of Apple's default ringtones or text tones. If we go down here, Touch ID passcode, we already went over how to install those. You can check out earlier on in the video. Privacy. This is very important. If you have any applications you don't want them to know your location, you're going to want to change the location settings right here. You can change it per application, so if you click on here, and you can see which apps will be allowed to see your location. That's very important because if there's applications you don't trust or you don't want them to see your location, you can always toggle those off in the location services setting. Contacts, calendars, you would tap on calendars in order to enable your Gmail. Now if you scroll down here, you can connect your Twitter and Facebook. Actually, not right here. Right here is your Twitter and Facebook privacy settings, actually. Diagnostics and usage will allow you to send diagnostics to Apple. Advertising, if you don't want a lot of ad tracking, if you don't want people tracking all of your information, you want to toggle that so there's not any of that additional ad tracking on here. So we go back, those are all your privacy settings. iCloud settings are going to allow you to change what you would like with your iCloud. So if you would want it to sync all of your different data, all of that, you can change that in there. iTunes and App Store, you can change your Apple account, Apple ID and all that. Mail, contacts and calendars, you can take a look at syncing your Gmail. So this is what I told you about before. You just have to hit add account and type in your information for Gmail. So if you wanted to fetch new data and push, it's going to send you a push notification every time you get a new email. This might not be the best option for you because it can use up a lot of valuable battery life. However, it is an option that you guys can use if you would like. So you guys can just fool around with some of the settings in there. Like I said, we just want to get through with all of these important settings right now. So you can view note settings, reminders, phone, messages, FaceTime, Maps, Compass, and Safari. So those are all of the different things you might want to explore. Take a look at some of the settings and features and functionality in those. I will point out, however, if you go into Safari, you can change your browsing search engine right here. It should be set to Google by default. You can see if you want suggestions, spotlight suggestions, quick website search, preload top hit. So there's a lot of different functionality that goes in right here. Now you can actually set up a password autofill. You can set that up if you'd like, and you can choose whether you want to open links in new tabs, if you can block pop-ups, which will be automatic right on your phone. Now down here, clear history and website data will clear all of your history, and that's something that you want to do if you ever need to clear history on your phone, get rid of any cookies or anything of that nature. And if you scroll down here, you'll see some more applications that have all of the different settings. You can change the Game Center settings as to what your Game Center account is, you know, music, photos, etc. Down here you can connect your Twitter and Facebook account. And then underneath that is all of the third-party apps you have installed, all of their individual personalized settings. Like I said, I couldn't go in depth into every single thing, but hopefully you got a glimpse of some of the general functions and features that go into the settings app. Alright guys, that's it for today's complete beginner's guide and overview of the iPhone 6. If you learned something today, anything at all, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. You'll be able to check out all of our other really cool videos. Be sure to watch the best free apps and best free games for the iPhone 6 so you guys can know which applications and games you might want to download to try on your iPhone. Also, hit the like button if you learned something new today. Share this video with your friends so they can learn something new as well, so they can learn about their new iPhone that they have. And leave a comment if you have any kind of question about the iPhone. I can't personally answer all of them, but I'm sure the AppFind community would love to take a look at them and help you out. Alright, thank you guys for watching this episode of AppFind. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.